Hey, what's up, Herminators? Hermes here. Long time no see. I know it's been a long time since my last video. I need to take a little break from Hearthstone because, to be honest, I don't really know where to go with this channel, and I had a bunch of ideas, but I just got pretty overwhelmed with it. So I needed a little time to think, so I really needed this break. But now that I have a little bit more time to think about what to do with this channel, I'm more than prepared to make quality videos for you guys. So today I'm going to show you guys a Dragon Priest deck that I got to Legend rank just this morning. And Dragon Priest decks are really strong right now, and I built one that's tailored to my style, a more control-orientated priest deck rather than a more tempo-ish one, because I know that Reynad also built a Dragon Priest deck, and since this deck really relied on tempo, once you lose it, you utterly lose the game. So I created mine to be more control-orientated, so I have a bunch of removals that can bring back the board to my favor. So let's go over the cards and see why this deck is so strong, because I only lost one game in rank 1 to legend ranks, and I only lost to that Grim Patron Warrior, which he had a really good starting hand and also had a lot of his combo pieces already in his hand, and used Emperor's hand and OTK me in one turn. I couldn't really do anything about it, and you'll see later on with the games that I'm going to show you. So let's begin, shall we? So I picked Holy Smite because Dragon Priest, if you don't draw into your early game, you will lose out on tempo, and it would be really hard to gain back board control. So Holy Smite is in there just in case to gain back early board control. You can even synergize this with like Wild Pyromancer to do like an AoE against aggro decks, which is pretty insane. You can also combo it with a Azure Drake to deal 3 damage to a minion, or you can use that for lethal. There's so much versatility in Holy Smite, and there's so much synergy with it too. So, but running 1 is already good enough. I don't think 2 is needed because Holy Smite itself is a weak card. Powered Shield, needless to say, is one of the strongest priest cards. It buff ups your minion, makes it more sticky, and you can even synergize it with Pyromancer to do an AoE removal against aggro matchups, or even just enough for any type of board clear for 1 damage. North Hour Clerk is your draw engine. You should use this card wisely of when to play it on the board. Obviously against aggressive decks you should play it immediately to gain early board control, but against control decks I usually save this card and figure out when to play this card so I can get the most value out of it to get card draw, because there's really few card draw in this deck because you only have Azure Drake and Powered Shield to help you with cycling through your deck. Twilight Whelp, it wasn't a really good card when Blackrock Mountain came out, but since now that we have a lot of dragons in our deck, this card is insane. It's like a better zombie chow without any downfall, and you'll undoubtedly draw into a dragon no matter what, because there are very few times where I couldn't use Twilight Whelp's effect. This can easily help you gain board control, or even later in the game just to summon out minions to put up board pressure. So this card is pretty insane if you have a lot of dragon synergies. Wild Pyromancer, as I said, this is a pretty good board clear. You have a bunch of synergies and spells to synergize with it to create that board clear effect. Wormrest Agent, I think this card is pretty insane since now we have so much dragons and so much synergy with it. If you play this 2-drop on Irv as a 2/4, a lot of aggro matchups can't really remove this card effectively. I've had a bunch of aggro matchups just concede once I play this card because it's just so hard to remove this card on curve, and they have to waste a bunch of resources against it as well. Shadow Word Death is just there to remove big creatures. We don't need to run Shadow Word Pain because we have so much AoE removal anyways, and you can even combo this with Sylvanas Windrunner for like a 9-mana mind control. Balance Chosen is just there to buff up your already sticky minions and push further for board pressure and board control. This card is pretty insane because it also gives you spell damage. We have a lot of spell cards that we can use to synergize with it, like Light Bomb, Holy Nova, and Holy Smite. It makes it 10 times better with just the spell damage, and the body itself to create a stickier creature is totally insane as well. I don't like running 2 of these cards because I just think it's just too much. Similar to Holy Smite, sometimes it could be a dead draw as well, so that's why 1 is more than enough for me. Dark Cultist, a strong 3-drop, and it has a 3/4 body, very sticky creature, especially now that we have so many sticky minions in our deck. When this card dies and buffs up another sticky minion, it's gonna be so hard for your opponent to remove, so this card is insane. Twilight Guardian. This is the most OP dragon card I have ever seen in my whole life. But if you have a dragon in your hand, this card turns to a 3/6 taunt for a 4-drop. This is 10 times better than Senjin if you have a lot of dragons in your deck. If Twilight Whelp can get off its effect 90% of the time, I'm pretty sure Twilight Guardian will too, because I have never used this card as a 4-drop for 2/6. It was always a 4-drop for 3/6 and a taunt. Holy Nova just there for AoE removal and also a heal, since we have so much spell damage as I said before with like Azure Drake and Velen's Chosen. It can easily deal 3 damage, and especially 3 damage is really good against patrons, so you can easily remove those pesky patrons off the board as well. Azure Drake has a little bit of everything. It cycles through your deck, which is amazing. It has spell damage to synergize with your spell damage cards, and also it's a dragon to synergize with all your other dragon cards. Blackwing Corruptor is a very strong 5-drop with dragon synergy, and no matter what, as I said before, you will get a dragon in your hand. So 5-drop for 5/4 and dealing 3 damage give you a lot of tempo and a bunch of removals too. And as you can see, this deck has a bunch of removals, so you can consistently gain board control. Light Bomb, I just keep it there just to deal with patrons, just in case my Holy Nova does not deal 3 damage with the spell damage, and it's a really good AoE removal for aggro decks as well. I usually use it as like an oops button where I'm screwed and I have nothing to play, so I just play Light Bomb to save my ass from a threatening board. While Shadow Priest, I think this card is too good not to play, because since there is quite a bit of 2-attack creatures even with the new expansion, and also aggro matchups are still not died off yet, so Cabal Shadow Priest is definitely a great card to play in this meta. Cabal Shadow Priest can be replaced if you don't see a lot of aggro matchups and not as many 2-attack creatures in the current ladder right now. You can have a feel for that. You can move this card for another card if you like another Light Bomb or another sticky minion. Sylvanas Windrunner is really there for massive board control, because your opponent is going to have a difficult time removing this card. They'll hesitate and usually ignore it. Once they ignore it, you can even Shadow Word Death it to use it as a mind control. Chill Maul is one of my most favorite cards in the whole set. The reason why Chill Maul is my favorite card, because for one, it looks sick, and second of all, it deals with patrons really effectively, because when it dies, it deals 3 damage to all minions. I know at times that patron can deal with this card, so that it can't really remove its entire combo, but most of the time it's going to be quite good against Patron Warrior. Brent Blackhand, I know a lot of people don't like this card, but I think this card is going to be very viable in the upcoming meta, because there's going to be a lot of legendaries that can't be BGHable. For example, a Niviana, the new Druid card, which is a 10-drop for 5/5, it can't be BGHable, so if you can't handle that card, then it's gonna snowball really hard, and the Druid's probably gonna wreck you in the next couple of turns, or even next turn even, because they can probably summon a Ragnaros and an Alexstrasza to wipe you off immediately. Zera is a very solid late game dragon card. It has 12 health, really hard to remove. Even mirror matchup Priest can't even handle this card unless they have Shrinkmeister and Cabal Shadow Priest combo, and I think that's the only thing you have to worry about. Most people will probably silence this card, but it doesn't really matter. It has such a big body, 412. It's really sticky, really hard to remove. So this is a deck I built this morning, and this deck is really strong. I just got Legend right away after I built it within 5 games, so I'm pretty confident that this deck is going to go far. And I will definitely keep you guys updated of how I do in Legend with this deck, and definitely ask me some questions if you have them down in the comments below. And I also have a lot of ideas for new decks with this expansion, and definitely stay tuned for my further videos. I would definitely post more videos frequently, so definitely stay tuned. So don't leave me, guys, because I will miss you all, and I'll see you guys in the gameplay videos like always. So our first match is going to be up against Shaman, and I don't think Shaman is a pretty bad matchup. It's a pretty good matchup for us, because I don't know, whenever I play against Shaman, I stomped him quite hard even after the expansion with this deck. So I mulligan everything because I want a faster curve, lower drop minions so I can play early, so I can gain early board control, but unfortunately I didn't get any. Twilight Drake would have been great. Even the Worm Rest Argent would be great too. Could have a 2/4 taunt that's so sticky, right? But unfortunately I didn't, but at least I have coined that so that I can coin out the Twilight Guardian. I almost said Twilight Drake. because Twilight Drake and Twilight Guardian are so similar, they're both 4-drops, right? So he played a Haunted Creeper and totemed up. It's not really that threatening, so he's giving me time to actually play out my cards, so I can actually coin out a Guardian without any problem. So his board is not that threatening, but now that Shaman has a lot of totem synergy, totems can be quite threatening, like how Paladin are threatening with his Silverhand recruits. So he just played a Pilot Shredder here, it's not that bad. Right now, I can just trade with the totem and play another Twilight Guardian to establish even more board control. Like, when you see this board, it's actually pretty sick because it has so much sticky creatures and it's pretty insane, right? So he plays another Pilot Shredder, which is not bad because he has another strong board just on par with mine. But what's better about my board is that I have a heal. I most likely trade one of my Twilight Guardians into one of his Pilot Shredders. I think that's the better play here. And then after I trade it, I guess I'll heal and play a Pyromancer. Another move that I can do is play the Azure Drake, but I don't think I want to do that because it gives him the initiative and he can trade against me and potentially wipe out my board. I need to maintain my creatures on board, so I really need to use that heal to keep them maintained on the board and keep them sticky. So I will be playing out the Northshire Cleric, heal it up, draw a card, because I think this is the only time that I can do it, because I'm probably going to start playing everything on curve. I potentially want to play Cabal Shadow Priest next turn so I can steal a Haunted Creeper. Right now I'm debating which one to trade. I want to make things awkward for him, breaking his rhythm, so I want to sort of trade my Twilight Drake into his Zombie Chow more likely, so that he can't finish off everything in one go. Make it a little bit awkward for him, and then I also decided not to play my Pyromancer because he might have a chance to remove it, and I can potentially use it to wipe out his board with Valen's Chosen, so that I have AoE board removal just in case something goes wrong. Because his totems are not really that hard to remove, they're just 2 health, right? So Pyromancer is actually really good, so I shouldn't just play it out and just let it get removed, because he can easily remove my board right now. Like, he just completely removed it, and especially when I have Holy Nova, that's sick because I can now do 3 damage AoE with Pyromancer next turn if I need to. But this turn I'll probably play Cabal Shadow Priest, and it is on curve and he has 2 minions I can take over. So now it depends, should I take the Wild Pyromancer, or no, not Wild Pyromancer, it's Unstable Ghoul or the Haunted Creeper. Both are good choices, but I think I would take the Unstable Ghoul. I can potentially combo into various of things and potentially wipe out his Haunted Creeper with the Unstable Ghoul. So I did decide to take his Unstable Ghoul. I think it's a better choice. Leaves a taunt and also protects my creature as well. And he really needs to use this Azure Drake to take out my Unstable Ghoul. So he can't really trade Azure Drake into one of my bigger creatures or even my Northshire Cleric. So he is actually going to play. He actually hexes my Cabal Shadow Priest. I don't think that's a good choice because I have a lot more threatening creatures for him. So now you know how strong this deck is. I put up so much threat on the board that he actually needs to hex one of my weaker creatures in my deck. Next turn I could potentially play Chill Maul and wipe out his board, but I don't really need to because I saved my Pyromancer and I'm going to use Holy Nova because it's a complete board wipe. I can play Chill Maul later if I need to, or I feel that I'm completely screwed and threatened, but right now Holy Nova does the job. I can easily wipe out his Haunted Creeper tokens as well, so it's not that annoying. And his totem as well, so now he's not even going to get card draw, he's going to be stuck with those 4 cards. So after a long time, he is starting to rope me, but he decided to play the Tusker Totemic. I think this card is so OP. So he plays a 3-drop that gives him a 3-2, and suddenly another 3-4 pops out. That gives him so much value. So I drew it to Azure Drake, but this board is pretty hard to handle even if I do have one creature on the board. So in order to wipe this out, I think I'm gonna potentially play Chill Maul maybe, or even Light Bomb here. Just trade my Pyromancer into the 3-4 and just Light Bomb, but I don't think that's a really good choice. Yeah, it's a 50-50. Or I can Valen's Chosen and trade into the Totemic Might. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Pyromancer and just Light Bomb. I think that's a better choice here, and just play my Twilight Whelp to gain a little bit of board control back. Okay, so he plays a Thunderbluff Valiant. That card is actually pretty buff. One mistake that he did was that he actually buffed it up with his what was that card called? The Totem that busted by 2/2, no, by 2 attack. So anyways, he just made it his guy 5/6, so I can actually Shadow Word Death it even if he has a taunt. So that's a huge mistake from him. And I can easily gain back board control from this, but unfortunately all his totem actually has 2 more attacks, so they're not entirely useless, so which is unfortunate. I am going to play the 2/4 taunt, and Velen's chosen it. He's going to have a problem to remove it. I guess like he can hex this. If he hexes this, it'll be pretty bad for him, because next turn I'm gonna play Chill Maul. He'll have even a more difficult time to remove. See, he hexes it. So now he's gonna have a really difficult time to remove Chill Maul, which is pretty sad. And I'm gonna establish board control again. Oh man, this card really took me by surprise. This new card right here, the Totem Carver, really took me by surprise. I never knew it was this strong. I neglected it. I sort of didn't even know it existed. But this card is really strong. Right now I don't really have any answer. I think I'm just going to play 2 Azure Drakes so I can cycle through my deck and look for an answer. I don't think playing Chill Maul here is that good. It could be good, but I think it's just a waste. I think this was a misplay. I think I should have just played the 2 Azure Drakes and just cycled through my deck. I just needed for answers. But I can potentially die off this because he might have Bloodlust, so Chill Maul might be a good play. He is trading everything into it, so he doesn't have an answer because he did waste his Hex. So this potentially could be a bad or good play. He does play Fire Elemental. He did decide to shoot. So he didn't decide to save his Elemental to use the 3 attack, but decided to play it. It's not a bad choice because I can't really play anything, so it's definitely a good choice. Pressuring me into lethal range is definitely good. So I'm going to use my 2 Azure Drakes. Unfortunately, I did not draw any answer. I guess if he just goes face here and doesn't trade, I can use my Holy Smite to trade something off. But it's looking pretty grim here. I might even lose the game. Now that he's Lightning Storm, I hope it rolls pretty bad. I need to get lucky here, or I'm going to lose the game. Unfortunately, they're both 3/3, and he actually decides not to trade. Oh, I guess like the Earthshock does the job for him. Woohoo! I top decked into Shadow Word Death. I think that's a really good top deck. Now I can have a full board clear, even with board control as well. So I'm just gonna smite it because it only does 3 damage. I can't and trade it into the Totem Carver, and then use Shadow Word Death to remove the Fire Elemental, and potentially play just the Northshire Clerk just to gain a little bit of board control back because I need something on the board, and heal myself for 2 so it's not into lethal range. We're just hoping that he doesn't play any spells that can burst me down like Crackle or Lava Burst, because that would be really bad for me. Oh my god, another Tuskar Totemic. Holy crap, if this was the 2-drop for 3/4 again, I probably would have lost the game. There's things I can do here. So Blackwing Corruptor is a really great top deck. I can use it to remove his 3/2 and potentially heal myself again. One thing I did wrong here, okay, I healed myself. One thing I did wrong here is I did not attack the Taunt Totem. I should have attacked the Taunt Totem so that it will heal up again, so that I can draw a card, so that I'm not stuck with just these 2 cards and won't have an answer for upcoming threats. So he does play another Totem Golem, which is pretty bad, because I need to remove that taunt somehow in order to get through him, because 3 damage is pretty threatening since I'm only at 9 health. I'm going to play Ysera to establish board control. I'm going to play the Twilight Whelp and Ysera to establish board control and trade with the 1/1. Yeah, trade with the 1/1 is good. I could have hit the totem in order to draw a card, but I don't think it's good, at least now that I can at least kill something, right? What's good is that I got Twilight Drake off Ysera, so now my Ren is actually not that useless since I still have a dragon in my hand. So that was a really good card like from Ysera. So right now, another Taunt Totem and another Totem Golem. So it looks like it's looking pretty bad here. He almost has lethal. I think right now I'm still in a good position though. I can cleanly wipe out his board pretty easily because I could just use my Twilight Whelp to attack into the taunt. use my user to trade into one of his golems, and use my other, and use my corruptor to trade into this other totem, and I still have a pretty solid board here. I'm gonna attack one of his totem, as I said before. His healing totem is gonna allow me to draw a card, which is pretty nice, and I'm just gonna put out all my creatures here, just hope that I have lethal in the upcoming turns. So right now, oh, Laughing Sister is pretty good, pretty good. I like to have more creatures in my hand, because it helps me gain board control against the Shaman. So the reason why I always say board control, because against Shaman, that's all you need. All you need is just outboard them. As long as you outboard them with a lot of sticky creatures that they can't remove, you'll potentially win the game anyways. So Lightning Storm, wow. Wow. Did a pretty good job because of the spell totem. I should have removed it when I had the chance. But that healing totem was really pesky anyway, so I couldn't really have done anything. So I'm going to play the Laughing Sister. I'm gonna save my Wild Pyromancer. This could be a mistake, but Wild Pyromancer can help me remove a lot of things. Yeah, that could be a mistake, because let's say he takes out a creature and I could have had lethal with Pyro and I didn't play it, then that's too bad, right? And then he can maybe win the game from that. But unfortunately he had no answer, and I won the game. That was quite a comeback, So my next game is against a Warlock. I'm gonna assume it's Zoo. I'm not gonna assume it's Warlock, Handlock, because Handlock is a tough matchup and they play fairly slow, so it gives me time to draw into cards. So I might as well just play again, like mulligan against Zoo. So this is a great hand against Zoo, because for one, I have all the early drops. So I'm just gonna play Northshire Cleric right away to test if it's Zoo or not. I know this could be a bad choice if it was Handlock, because it removes my draw engine and I'm going to be stuck with little cards in my hand. So he does coin out something, so I'm just gonna assume that it's Zoo. Yeah, it's definitely a Knife Juggler. So I'm gonna play my 2/4 Taunt here. I did not play my Twilight Whelp in turn 1, is because I want my synergy with the Wormrest Argent. So now I have a 2/4 Taunt on the board. His Knife Juggler can't really trade into it cleanly. He does play the Nerubian Egg, hopefully to trade well with the Taunt, and he did, and he conceded because it's too difficult to take care of. So that was like an easy win, right? So my next matchup is against the Patron Warrior. This is a harder matchup in my opinion, because he can still OTK me if he plays this game well. And even if I have a lot of removal, sometimes I might not draw them in time, and certain times Patron does keep all the combo pieces until they can play Tourism and OTK you in one turn. One turn, damn, this class really needs to be fixed. So to play against Patron, in my opinion, I need to play as aggressively as possible. I did not play Northshire Clerk here because I'm afraid that he might have Fire War Axe and immediately remove it. What I would do is just wait till turn 2 and to play with Power Word Shield, because I have it anyways. I can draw a card and it remains on the board because Fire War Axe can't even remove this. So I did draw into a Wild Pyromancer. I might even play that next turn just to put up more pressure, because pressure is all you need against Patron Warrior. As long as you have enough pressure, they don't have enough time to draw into the combo piece. So I drew 2 Wild Pyromancer anyway, so I might as well just play it. So right now I have 2 creatures on the board. He needs to react to this. 3 damage is eventually going to snowball into even more damage. So he plays a Deathbite. Pretty bad for me because he can clear out my Pyromancer, and next turn he can wipe out my Northshire Clerk with the Death Rattle. I really don't like that. I top decked into a Twilight Guardian. Now this is a really good card because of its 6 health. It actually negates Deathbite. That's why I love this card just so much more than Sen'jin. Usually I just play Sen'jin just to protect my creatures from Deathbite or etc. But Twilight Guardian is just beyond like expectations right here, because now it actually shows how good it actually is. Right now I don't really have a pretty good board state. I might even just trade into it with both my creatures and heal out my Twilight Guardian so that I can draw a card, and he still can't remove my Twilight Drake or Twilight Guardian. My god, I keep saying Twilight Drake because they're just so similar. So I'm just gonna play my Power Word Shield first because I don't want my Pyromancer to have the same effect. Since I drew into Twilight Whelp, I think I should play that instead because it's a lot more stickier. So when the Deathbite goes off, he can't really Cruel Taskmaster that creature and remove it. Because if I play the Pyromancer, he can obviously play Cruel Taskmaster to move my Pyromancer. So that's pretty unfortunate. So let's play Acolyte. This is definitely not that bad because I can easily just play the Azure Drake and Holy Smite it, but since he unleashed his death rattle. He's gonna okay. He's definitely going to draw 3 cards from this acolyte, so it doesn't really matter. So I can potentially ignore this or trade it just so my Twilight Guardian doesn't die because it does have 3 health. But I can potentially heal it. Wow, he's drawing a lot of cards from this, from off the acolyte and off the battle rage. So he drew a total of 4 cards this turn. So he can potentially have combo pieces in his hand. So I'm gonna heal up my Twilight Guardian just to keep it alive, because even if he has a patron combo, Twilight Guardian is gonna be really hard to remove, and I do get to draw cards with it as well. I'm gonna trade in my Twilight Whelp and then Velen's my Northshire Cleric, so it's more sticky, and their patrons can't even remove it even if they want to. So he overdrew. He should have counted, but I guess like he really needed the card desperately. Or that he has cards like the combo pieces in hand and he doesn't care if he drops any other cards that he draws. That could be really, really bad for us if he does have all his combo pieces. But he does Battle Rage again. This shows that I don't think he has all the combo pieces, or he just wants to cycle through his deck to have even more answers for me. Right now, I would really want to play the Azure Drake just to cycle. There's nothing really else I want to play. I don't really want to play Sylvanas because it's an empty board. Never liked playing Sylvanas empty board. I did draw Chill Maul. That's really, really good. It can handle Patron really well. So I really like to play Chill Maul when this guy plays Emperor of Turzin, because every time Patron plays Emperor Turzin, it means that they're gonna combo next turn. So it's sort of Chill Maul in a sense is sort of like a Lotheb against Patron Warriors. So right now he's trying to clear out my board. He does it fairly effectively. Probably gonna Cruel Taskmaster, my Azure Drake. So next turn is turn 8. I can easily just Cabal Shadow Priest, the 2/2, and put up the pressure. And I'm especially gonna play the Wild Pyromancer because I don't think I'm gonna play it anytime soon. Because Wild Pyromancer's effect potentially helps out Patron Warrior by making even more patrons. I don't really want that, so I want it out of my hand as fast as possible so I can clear his minions with it and do efficient trades with it. So Turzin does come down here, as I said before. Usually when people play Turzin, they're getting ready for combo because they have all the combo pieces reduced and stuff like that. So I want to remove his board cleanly while also having some minions in play. I'm definitely going to play Chill Maul for sure, so I'm going to Holy Smite his minion. My Pyromancer's effect does get activated here. I'm going to trade in the Cruel Taskmaster and play Chill Maul. So I have a pretty effective board. I almost have lethal, but that still doesn't mean that I'm going to win because I'm pretty sure he has a full hand combo that can beat me one turn even if I do have 30 health. 30 health means nothing to a Control Warrior. So yeah, that's why. Not Control Warrior, Patron Warrior. Patron Warrior is such a strong deck, so even 30 health doesn't mean anything. So does play Acolyte Pain, does play Cruel Taskmaster. Oh, I thought it was Cruel Taskmaster Acolyte. So it does execute out my Chill Maul, which is really, really bad. Does give him a draw and also wipes up my board. Yes, it definitely wipes up my board, definitely when he has Death Bite. So he's down to 4 health, and since Priest doesn't have Burst, unfortunately, that 6 health is really hard for me to deal with. So I do play Ysera just to establish board, just hopefully that he doesn't have combo. This might be a mistake because it might help out his Frothing Berserkers combo OTK kind of thing, but I need to take this risk or I'm going to lose in the next couple of turns. Regardless, he's in turn 10, he reduced a lot of cards in his hand, he hasn't played each and any one of them, so the Warsong Commander does come down here, enough Frothing does come down here. If a Patron comes down here, then I'm pretty much lost the game because he definitely does have Whirlwind, definitely does have a stable Ghoul, probably all reduced as well. So he does have more cards to play, so he definitely is not stopping here. Especially when he has the Death Rattle to combo it up with his patrons. Yeah, I lost the game here. This is potentially over 30 damage with each and every card. So yeah, 1 Whirlwind. So makes the Frothing 9 attack, and he's probably going to use the Unstable Ghoul to attack into my Ysera after he attacks with all his patrons. Yep, that's lethal. Pretty OP. So now he's gonna gain an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. So yeah, it is lethal no matter what. So this is over 30 points of damage. Pretty sickening. So it doesn't matter if I play my U0 or not, unfortunately, and I did lose this game. So this is my last game to Legend. I am playing against a Paladin. It shouldn't be a hard matchup, but we never know. I just have to play around Equality Consecrate, and I hope I maintain a good board. I hope this is not the aggro matchup, because aggro matchup might be a bit harder. The more slower mid-range version is a lot easier. So what I'm mulligan here is obviously low drop, so I can play them early, because my low drops are pretty good. They're pretty sticky. 1 drop for 2/3 or 2 drop for 2/4. It's amazing. And Paladin probably has a hard time dealing with it in the first couple of turns too, because Silver Hand recruits doesn't do that much damage, only does 1 damage against my minions, which they're like toothpick damage, right? So it doesn't really mean anything. So let's see what he's gonna do. He's probably gonna pass his turn if he doesn't have, because I have coin, and he can't really play out his shielded minibot. If he had coin, then this would be really good, but I have my 2/4. So I'm just gonna immediately play it and salvage a lot of board. So right now, if he hero powers, he's going to have a really weak board. Minibot might be a problem, but I have a Holy Smite, so I can attack into his Divine Shield and just Holy Smite it. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because it's just gonna make it harder. And next turn I can heal it up too. I can either just play Dark Cultist or just heal it up, but depending on what I draw. He plays Muster for Battle here. Not really a big deal, because he can only deal 1 damage right now. But next turn he has potentially 4 damage, so my taunt does die, because even if I heal it up is okay. True Power Word Shield, really great draw. I might even just use Power Word Shield here, because I don't really want my taunt to die, and then I can cycle through my deck, and I'm gonna heal it up, so it's 2/5. Gonna attack one of the Silver Hand recruits, because I'm really scared of the other like Silver Hand recruit types of synergy, because there is a new TGT card that he might play, because a lot of people are trying TGT cards. I don't really want those Silver Hand recruits suddenly become like 2 attack and potentially wipe out my taunt. So the Knife Juggler does hit. Unfortunate, he does clear my taunt. Man, I thought I could have kept that taunt for a little bit longer. So I am going to play Twilight Guardian right now. Very sticky, very hard to move, but he does represent 6 damage on board, so he is capable of removing this creature. Next turn I will just play a Zerdrick, even if he's gonna remove it. He's probably in turn 5. It's his turn 5. He's probably gonna play something pretty big, either a Zerdrick, the new Antique Healbot, or even the Pilot Shredder. So, but he plays Coghammer, which is really good for us, because it means that he doesn't really have that much minions in his hand. They're all like reactive cards, so he potentially has Consecrate in his hand too, which is not good. I have to play around Consecrate, but luckily our minions are very sticky. It doesn't really matter. So I hope I draw into a Cabal Shadow Priest, but instead I draw into U0. Because Cabal Shadow Priest, I can at least set up into taking his mini-bot, so that's pretty good. Oh, and I do draw it with a Zerdrick. Pretty good. Not bad. So next turn I can take that shielded mini-bot, but he's probably going to use the shielded mini-bot with his weapon to trade into my Zerdrick so he can wipe out my board. Oh, he does play Quartermaster here. This could be bad. Could be very, very bad. So he attacks into it. He is obviously going to trade it with a shielded mini-bot, and 3 damage to my face. Man, that hurts. So I'm obviously gonna Cabal Shadow Priest to 2/5, because it's a lot stickier than the mini-bot. I would take the mini-bot if it had the Divine Shield, but unfortunately it didn't. But I'd rather have a stickier creature. It's better. Can trade it to the mini-bot, no problem. So right now, my board is a lot better. A lot better. Right now he plays a Pilot Shredder. Pilot Shredder is really good for him, because I can't really remove that cleanly and effectively. Also plays a Zombie Chouse. Ooh, so many minions on the board. I'm going to have a hard time clearing this out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my Quartermaster, attack his taunt, and potentially just play Chill Maul, because the Chill Maul potentially wipes out everything. Actually, I made a mistake here. Yeah, I shouldn't attack the Quartermaster into the taunt. I should have just left it, because it's gonna get wiped out by the Chill Maul anyways if he's going to remove it, and my Quartermaster can potentially still be alive. so that's pretty bad of me. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It was a mistake. Because no matter what, he's gonna trade in his pilot shredder anyways and wipe out his entire board. Now I have nothing, which could be bad. Could be game changing. Because he has 8 mana right now. Oh my god, Solemn Vigil. Oh my god, that's terrible. I guess Solemn Vigil is a pretty good card in the meta right now. Does play Sludge Belcher. Pretty bad for us. Man, that one misplay really cost us. Because I could have 2-drop on the board. See, if I had that 2-drop on the board, I can just play the Corruptor and easily remove that Sludge Belcher and leave it as a token. But right now, all I can do is just draw. I don't want to really play my Corruptor because I can't cleanly remove the Sludge Belcher, and the Sludge Belcher and the token's gonna remove my Corruptor, so I might as well just draw and look for answers and play my sticky minions. So it plays another Pilot Shredder. This is looking pretty grim for me. He's gaining back his board, which is not good. Oh my god, Defender of Argus, please man, please. Give me a chance, man. I gave you a chance, I screwed up. Okay, so this board is not that hard to remove, especially when he Argus the Pilot Shredder, which in my opinion was a mistake because I can easily use Shadow Word Death on it and potentially kill it off with the Corruptor. Like, yeah, it's a 3-2, so it's not that bad. Easily remove it with the 3-2. I'm gonna trade my Cultist into Sludge Belcher, get its effect off before its effect is useless or it goes on to something I don't want. Right now I have like a 5-drop, 5-7 on the board with another 2-3. I have a stronger board now. I should be able to stabilize and potentially win the game. He needs to have a really good card inside like Tyrion in order to win the game. But okay, he plays Eldor. I guess that's good too. Oh my god. Oh my god. My board's so weak. My board was just so strong 2 seconds ago. Now I have a 1-7 on the board. It's so sad. I'm going to use the Corruptor. I want to use my Dragon Synergy as much as possible when I play Ysera, and it can potentially be removed with Equality Consecrate. This can potentially bait out Equality Consecrate if he has it, because I have a 1-7 and a 5-4 on the board. I'm going to put out my North Shower Cleric to draw cards, and play my Wild Pyromancer to try and bait out his Equality Consecrate, because if he does Equality Consecrate here, I can play my Ysera quite safely. Even if it gets silenced, I don't really care. I can still use this huge 4-12 body to do efficient trades and stuff like that. So he does trade into the Corruptor. This looks like a sign for Consecrate, so I guess like he does have Consecrate. Is his middle card, so he only drew the last turn, so he really never had it in his hand. Okay, now he just plays Silverhand Recruit. Okay. Easy board wipe if I have a spell. Pyromancer's gonna do some work for me if I do draw into a spell. But my board is pretty weak. I only have a 1-5. Light Bomb. I definitely will not use Light Bomb here. I'll definitely wait for it. I'm gonna play Ysera. That seems like a reasonable play here. Pretty safe board to play it on. He might still have Equality. He might be saving it for Ysera, because why wouldn't I play Ysera, right? Okay, he does silence it, Iron Beak Owl, not a big deal. As I said before, I'm just gonna use the body to do trades. He does play Lay on Hands to have a potential comeback. This could be bad. He could draw into Equality Consecrate. All I'm scared of is Equality Consecrate, to be honest. I don't really need to use Holy Nova here, it's not really worth it. I have more than enough minions to do trades here. So I'm gonna trade the Corruptor into the Owl and heal it up, and use my Ysera to hit face. No point in trading to the 1-1, even if he buffs it up with the Quartermaster or some other cards to synergize with it. The best he can do is just trade with the Pyromancer or wipe out my Corruptor. He still can't handle my Ysera. Too healthy for him to handle. I can't think of anything that he can do unless he has Equality Consecrate. So he does play Tyrion in here. Man, Tyrion is a pretty annoying card to play. I'm probably going to play Sylvanas, and no, I don't know. I think I should play Sylvanas, or I can trade in my 1/4 into it and just light bomb. At least I still have like a huge body on the board. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hit. Yeah, I think light bombing would be good. The 4/12 is still remains dominant, and I can play Twilight Guardian to protect it because even the Lightbringer can't even, or the Bringer or Ashbringer, right? Ashbringer can't remove my Twilight Guardian, and still protecting my U0. And he is gonna take 3 to the face as well. I'm not gonna fully commit to the board because you know, he might have Equality Consecrate. Oh, okay, Equality Consecrate. I've been waiting that for like the longest time. Okay. So he is gonna hit my face for 5, which is gonna hurt. Play Zombie Chow. That's pretty good. So he's gonna play a 2/3 and a 1/1. Okay, that's all he is going to play. So he does play Shadow Word Death. No, I mean I drew Shadow Word Death. And I do play the Emerald Drake and Sylvanas Windrunner here. I think this is a mistake because it actually gives him a chance to come back. I shouldn't have played the Sylvanas Windrunner because he can Lightbringer, hit it, and get either cards like I can get either the Zombie Chow. If I get the Zombie Chow, it's going to be pretty bad. He has potential to heal 5 health. I can potentially lose the game, so that was a huge mistake here. I should not have played Sylvanas Windrunner. And I do get the Zombie Chow, of course, and he's gonna heal himself back to 15 and put myself in a really bad position. But I still have a chance. He does play Lotheb, doesn't mean that I'm completely screwed. I can still play Shadow Word Death to remove the Lotheb and hit his face for 7. And when I hit his face for 7, he's going to be really hesitant to use his Ashbringer onto my Emerald Drake because he's going to take 14 to the face and leaves him with 1 health. When I leave him 1 health, I can easily like beat him with Holy Nova, so I am going to hit him on the face. We're just hoping that he does not draw into any heal. The new Paladin card that heals him for 7 for Joust is going to be pretty bad if he plays it right now. But we're just gonna hope that he doesn't have those kind of cards or any type of healing cards. Don't play any unpredictable healing cards, please. No Holy Light, please. Just use your Ashbringer and hit the Emerald Drake, please. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, well played. Well played. Well played. Well played. Well played. Okay, he does hit it. Oh my god. And I do get Legend. Legend, baby. Legend. Just got a Holy Nova here and got this game over with. Oh my god. Finally. Finally, Legend. Okay, let's see what rank I get. 727. This is actually not bad this late in the season. So, not bad, not bad. At least I'm like above 1000 this late in the season. So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And if you have any questions, definitely ask me in the comments below. I'll definitely try my hardest to answer all your questions now. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.